You're welcome back to Breakfast Central this morning here on News Central Television. It's now time for us to look at the front pages of the newspapers. Joining us for analysis today is the publisher of TheNiche Newspaper, Mr. Ikechukwu Amaechi. Warm welcome to you, sir. You're looking very angelic.
Welcome, sir.
In your white, very spotless. You know, a man of peace. You look like you are just coming from the peace accord signing.
Well, let me tell people out there what I told you before this program started. I said, look, you are looking very dapper in your suit. And then when, after wearing it,
thank you, sir.
I wouldn't mind.
But you are taller than me. Just give me money for beans so I can eat beans and grow to your height. You're welcome. Great to have you join us.
The pleasure is always mine.
I guess we'll start with the Observer's Times. Can we have the front page of the Observer's Times, please? And subsidy debate is back. The front page says, no going back on the headline. No going back on subsidy removal. Obi declares Tinubu's policy. Says mismanagement of savings not excuse to restore petrol subsidy. It says we must endure the pain for long-term economic gains. And also on the front page of the Observer's Times, 2027 politics must not undermine Nigeria's national unity, APC chairman Yowata says. Tinubu withdraws 2027 council list, orders immediate reconstitution. Imo, 2 killed as DSS rescues kidnapped victims, falls 15 million ransom demand. 17 states now set to regulate own electricity markets, says the NERC. And federal government unveils reforms to tackle Almajiri out-of-school children. Troops rescue kidnapped victim, recover AK-47 rifle in Kogi State. I guess we should start with Tinubu withdraws 2027 campaign council list, orders immediate reconstitution. And there's been a debate about some of the individuals in this campaign council. So do you expect the reconstituted council to have met the moral threshold and to have accounted, to have listened to what Nigerians have been saying with regards to Mr. Zaka Dedeji, the defense minister, Betty Edu, and things like that? Or do you think the withdrawal has to do with something else? Are they listening to the voice of the people?
Well, I think it would be wrong to say that the withdrawal amounts to listening to the voice of the people. In the first place, any government or any leader that cares what the people will say couldn't have come up with such a list in the first place. And there is a bigger issue that people are glossing over in analyzing what has happened and whether there is actually going to be a withdrawal of the list.
What's the bigger issue?
The big issue is that why is it that at every point in time, this government rushes out a list without any thought whatsoever going
not once, not twice
into it? Remember the pardon list, the prerogative of mercy that the president granted, and all the murderers and drug pushers in this country were all granted amnesty. It only took the backlash for them to now say, okay, the question is, what processes do some of these lists go through before announcements are made? If something as important as the presidential campaign council, some people are calling it roster, if something as important as that could be whimsically
without proper scrutiny
rolled out without scrutiny, that should tell Nigerians something about this government. Look, when we come here to talk about what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been doing since May 29, 2023, it is not that one takes pleasure in criticizing. And I've said this here so many times. Look, if this government succeeds, or any other government for that matter, all of us will be better for it. So nobody consciously prays that the government of his country fails. Because if it succeeds, Nigeria will be better for it, and the citizens are going to be better for it. But what happens in a situation where the government is so disdainful? Because it smacks of contempt for the people that you claim to govern, for you to come out with these statements, come out with this list, come out with these policy pronouncements, each time without any form of rigor, without any form of thought. How can you, for crying out loud, make the man who is in charge of generating revenue for the country the deputy chairperson of the APC Presidential Council Fundraising Committee? And I'm talking of the person who is in charge of National Revenue Service.
Mr. Zach Adedeji.
Zach.
We had an APC chieftain before he came into the studio, and he said there's nothing wrong with it.
Look, even if
the Constitution doesn't forbid it.
Even if the Constitution does not forbid it, there is something we call conflict of interest. There is something we call morality. Yes, people say there is no morality in politics, but there must be morality in governance. Without morality, governance becomes a devilish act.
A free-for-all.
So now, you have a situation, assuming without considering that the Constitution or the law does not frown at it. There are some individuals and there are some positions that ordinarily should serve public interest and therefore should be excused from serving the interests of political parties. APC, for crying out loud, is a political party that is going to contest in the 2027 elections. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, yes, he's the president of the country, but he's still a candidate in that election. That he's the president does not take away the fact that he is a candidate. Now, how do you take the man whose responsibility it is to raise funds for the country as the deputy chairman of your fundraising, of your political party, of a particular candidate, and you don't see the conflict of interest there? APC people are, I don't know the right word to use, but these guys.
Do you think it's accidental, it's a deliberate policy by the ruling APC administration to put out things out there? Because it might be a political strategy. Feel the pulse of the people. If it goes, if it's favorable, we'll let it stay. If it's not favorable, we'll withdraw it. Because, I mean, it could be seen as a way of governing. But let's take this call from Uche.
Uche, all the way from
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Uche. Go ahead and make your contribution.
Mr. Benga, I want to ask a question. Does the APC members agree with the World Bank that 60% of Nigerians are poor or are getting poorer under this administration? That is my question this morning. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good question.
I think yes, they agree. We spoke to an APC member. He said yes, they understand that there's hunger in the land, but that people are always hungry. The president also said in a meeting that you always have that it's not today.
Times.
That people have always
and
been,
the same World Bank also said the economy is stable and they agree with Mr. President's policies.
Yeah.
Those things are two different things. That the World Bank or IMF is endorsing the macroeconomic policies does not translate to the micro level. That has to do with the living realities
of Nigerians.
Of Nigerians. And anybody who comes out to defend in the name of saying that the poor will always be with us, to defend that a government, when a government, by the way, that promised that it was going to reduce the level of poverty, create employment, and ensure that Nigeria has a better economy, has in the last 3 years, the poverty level has risen. Those in multidimensional poverty has risen from about 100 million or thereabout to 140-something million.
That's the entire population of some countries combined together.
Of
the West African sub-region.
Exactly. So that you have added nothing less than 30-something million people to the multi-dimensional poverty loop. It's not anything anybody should boast about. But we have, like I said earlier, we have a government that does not care a hoot. Because imagine if it was any other person that was the president today. Imagine if Atiku Abubakar.
We don't have to imagine. We've lived that reality when Mr.
won the
President was in the
election
opposition.
in 2023,
yes.
or P2B, and Tinubu is in opposition today. They would have made mincemeat of anybody who is there talking that because we have always been poor. What is the essence of government?
Let's
remember the subsidy protest which the president led. But let's take this call.
Hello? Oh, we lost that. Okay, let's move to another paper very quickly. I'd like us to cover as much ground as we can. Let's look at Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune, fuel subsidy sparks debate at NBA conference in Rivers State. I know you've been following the NBA conference. It was an uproar yesterday. 2 killed, NURTW, motor park officials clash in Oshun. JAM automates candidate level results. Upload begins direct verification with exam bodies. Nigeria lost 1.73 billion to flooding in 3 years. Wow. Climbing stairs linked to 39% lower risk of heart disease death, says study. Use the staircase, don't use the elevator. Tinubu flags off dualization of 56.5 kilometer Ijebu-Ode road. Approves Ibadan Abeokuta road reconstruction. We shall reciprocate in 2027. Ladoja keeping Makinde out of road flag off. Okay.
Politics taking too far.
Yes, politics taking too far. Police honor 10 fallen officers, and then there's a lot. So basically, that's all we have on the Nigerian Tribune. We'll come back to that. Let's move to another paper. Let's go to The Guardian, because I want us to go to The Guardian because it amplifies what we just saw in the Nigerian Tribune.
And I like the headline.
Yes, commuters, businesses grown as Edo-Delta gridlock cuts off south. What's your take on it? I know you've been following this story.
I think we should play some videos.
Let's even play some of the videos.
Let's take some videos.
Our viewers who just tuned in, I mean, in case you just joined us, just take a look at what Nigerians are going through, especially from those who want to go to the south, and you know, they want to follow the bypass. There you have it. This is a video from the Benin bypass.
That's a car that's submerged.
Yes.
An amphibious vehicle.
Yes. Let's listen to the audio of some of them. We'll be right back.
Tinubu must go. See what he wrote. Tinubu must go, whether you like it or not. How much you want to put this motor now? Say 11,000. 35,000 to put this motor. I'm not 50,000 now. 30,000 to put 35,000 to put this motor. Come on, yeah.
People, see road though. See Benin bypass road. See traffic.
Hello guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on whenever you see this video. See guys, we are at Agbo Road and the road is very bad. As you can see, since 4 days, the road is bad. See our road. We are at Agbo Road now.
Tomorrow we are off to Benin. I want Nigerians to be assured that when we get there, we solve that problem. It's not caused by Ministry of Works. It's caused by, our attempt to involve private sector in roads development as is done in other places. But this concessionaire came and removed over 30 kilometers of the asphalt and threw it away and closed the yard and left. And today people are suffering. We are going to be talking to the independent engineer and our lawyer, and of course the concessionaire. So there's going to be a robust engagement, even with the governor of Edo State. Now, my Minister of State is going to go to Ifaki and Ekiti Road. Incidentally, in 2024, the president saw the terrible nature of that project, and he called me and said we should take care of it. We have redesigned it, and when he goes, he's going to bring up the report which we show to Mr. President. We may be having, too many roads in our kitty, but I want to thank the president very, very highly. These are critical projects, and if something had not happened, by now, they would have been saying that there was a country. Because tell me any way in this country, any zone where you had before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board, 50 kilometers of road that you can ride through without pothole, without boreholes on the road. So I want Nigerians to appreciate what the president is doing. Virtually every state is a construction site. There is no region that we say, oh, we are shortchanged. There is nothing like that.
Okay, Mr. Amaechi, what's your take?
I mean, it still sounds like a campaign speech when Nigerians have been in Guinness Book of World Record traffic. Going to 4 days now, he's still praising Mr. President, highlighting the great things Mr. President has done. But before we come to you, Mr. Amaechi, I think we have Osage on the line.
Good morning to you, colleagues.
Good morning, Osage.
Yes, I want to appreciate your guest in the studio. I always love him. I want to thank him so much. See, my name, you should know that I'm from South, from Benin, from Edo. How can 80% check me? 80% of the resources that I sustain in this country from South, Nigeria. And there's no Shumai is busy campaigning for 2027 as the Minister of Work. And look at what's going on in the region. And the money being used to construct good roads in the northwest, in northeast, and southwest. And there is no road in south. And you are calling it, is that justice? And you want our people to vote for you when you are using our resources to take care of other places? Is that fairness? Is that good? Is that justice? You see, I don't know. The reason why I always follow you guys, because you guys have been very fantastic. You speak truth to authority. That's why I listen to you guys, because for some years and for some time now, I've lost faith in my fellow colleagues in the media institution because of propaganda. Can somebody tell me, you remove subsidy, there's so much money, and you are giving it to few people, elite, governors, and you are saying we should hold our governor responsible. What happened to our road? That people cannot play road, you are doing coastal road. I'm angry this morning. I want to once again appreciate your guest. In fact, it always makes sense every time it's in the studio. God bless all of you. You guys, I really appreciate it. Umari should be start. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Amaechi, let's get your thoughts. That's a caller who's from Edo State is not happy.
And nobody should be. I told you guys early this year, because I was home in December, and I traveled by road. And don't forget, that was the peak of the dry season. But the Benin bypass was in such a terrible state that we had to do a detour and follow the Bini, whatever.
A longer route.
A longer route that took us almost 24 hours. And we are lucky because we left Lagos 5 a.m. Those who left around 6 a.m. spent a day on that road. Now,
this was December.
December, that's at the peak of the dry season.
And we got images of that same road in January.
Now you can't go through the Benin bypass. All the roads, as if it is a conspiracy, all the roads in Delta and Edo are terribly bad. It is sad that Olive, who hails from Delta State, is not here today.
She just wrote for us, and she will join us in a bit.
But the issue is that even Adams Oshomole, former governor of Edo State, had to protest on the floor of the Senate and called out this same minister.
But Mr. Amaechi, I want to ask you, I'm glad you brought in the governors of the state, because I remember when Mr. Oborewori defected, he said he wanted to connect to the center, that it would bring about benefits to him. And Edo State, these are two governors that are very vocal about their support to Mr. President. The Delta State governor said that his #1 priority is to ensure that President Tinubu returns. Governor Okpebholo has promised 2.5 million votes. Meanwhile, the votes that got him into office are less than 500,000. So why are they not using this proximity to power and their closeness with Mr. President to fix the roads so that people will stop suffering?
That will tell you everything you need to know about the fraud and the deceit in the so-called taking your people to the center, because it doesn't make any difference at all. The governors who defected to APC did not do so because of the people they claim to govern. They did so because of their own political interests, their survival in the first place, because of the calculations they have made of how the 2027 elections may go, and the unusual and uncommon influence that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his APC machinery may wield on the outcome of the elections. That is all. It has nothing to
survival. Personal survival.
Okpebholo went to Osun State the other day and was misjiving until Davido
cut him to size.
Showed him his WAEC result, with which he purportedly got admission into a university. It is interesting that Okpebholo has not disputed that result that was now posted. All they did was that an aide of his, in their usual manner, went on air to say that they have banned Davido from coming to Edo State.
He's going to lose a lot of revenue.
So, but
Davido will cry.
But the truth of the matter is that these guys are not serious. Edo and the Delta, even Delta State, you can't drive through Asaba, that is the state capital, from Niger Bridge, the Onitsha end of the Niger Bridge, to Asaba, the state capital. You must go, make a detour, and go into the streets, because that road is impassable. And now you have a David
oil-producing state,
Umahi, whose principal has given out a 15 trillion naira road project.
With no open bidding process.
No open bidding process, no wealth of experience in terms of the competence
and the scale of the work
of the person or the company that got the contract. 15 trillion if you had deployed 15 trillion
On all the existing roads.
on all the existing roads, which is what common sense would have dictated.
But the argument is that the coastal road is doing great. It's helping Nigerians.
Where, Joe? Apart from the one, I was on the Victoria Island
coastal road.
Lake Yepe.
Okay.
Which is the one that they say has been completed. But if you still go there, there are constructions going on there every day.
Yes,
but,
they're about to build bridges.
But at least I was there on Saturday. Yeah. The truth of the matter is that apart from that end, what else has been done? And every kobo that has been deployed there so far, they said they borrowed. Again, that contradicts the decision for a government that said it has made 16 trillion from removing subsidy. So where is the money? Where is the money?
What do you make of Mr. Dave Umahi's blaming the concessionaire? So the burden of blame has shifted from the Ministry of Works to, oh, please, it's the concessionaire that is responsible for the state of the Benin-Agbo road.
Benga, what is there to say about that? We have a government that has become so Teflon in its ways that neither the president nor his ministers, none of them takes blame.
And responsibility.
There must be other people to blame. The economy was in such a terrible state when we took over, forgetting that it was an APC government.
They said, no, so the reason why they said it has been bad from the time of President Jonathan, that what Buhari did was to try and balance it and then set it up for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take over. Yes, that's the latest from yesterday.
And that is live from the pit of hell. Where we got into, and I agree, that Buhari took us to a level that we never experienced before until Bola Ahmed Tinubu came to worsen even what we thought was a very bad situation under Buhari. If Nigeria had remained at the level Jonathan left it, Joe, I can assure you the outcry today wouldn't have been as high as it is. Jonathan left a relatively healthy economy. And all the noise that was being made about corruption, about this, we now know what corruption is. We now know what those under Buhari did. Minister of Aviation, Attorney General of the Federation, people. See, it is a situation that these things grow by the day. In Jonathan's era, perhaps people were stealing.
They will point to former NNPC.
Or Diziane.
Diziane, yes.
But the issue is that today, people are no longer stealing billions. They are stealing trillions. And there is no level of accountability.
So, Mr. Amaechi, what can get us out of this rot? Because my heart and prayers are with those that are stuck in that traffic. It's horrendous. No human being should be subject to this sort of torture. Mr. Dave Umahi said is heading there.
Today.
The chairman of the House Committee, Honorable Akin Alabi, and this situation will be solved. Scientifically, magically, what can he do to bring about immediate succor to all those people in the world? Is there anything he can really do?
I don't think so.
And should the concessionaire contract be terminated, as we saw with the Lagos-Ibadan Express way that was given to Courtney until it was withdrawn?
I'm not impressed that Dave Umahi is blaming a concessionaire. Who concessioned the listen in the first place? Is it not the government? So if the government feels that the concessionaire, how can a concessionaire excavate what was already there and
abandon work
and pack his or her bags and leave the site? And you are coming on national television, throwing up your hands in the air as if it is Nigerians that will go and ask the necessary questions. What have you done to reprimand the concessionaire, assuming that the narrative of Dave Umahi is anything to go by? Benga, these guys continue gaslighting us. And they are doing all this nonsense because they know that election is coming up in January. So even if Dave Umahi and the whole Ministry of Works, even if they relocate to Edo State today or to Delta State today, what can they do? The rains are already here with us, and it's not going to stop until about November. So are they going to finish the work today? What is it that they are promising that they're going to do on Benin Bypass? Because you need to be on that road. You guys have not been on that road. What you are seeing are clips from...
I can imagine.
You need to be on that road. I said as at December, at the peak of the dry season, it was an eyesore. Not to think of now. You can't drive. Look, these things... See that car? It has become a submarine. Because it has been submerged. So what is Dave Umahi going to do?
How are they even going to clear the traffic?
And why did it not occur to them that roads like this, that are essential arteries,
very sensitive,
ought to be fixed before awarding a 15
priority
coastal road that goes almost not to nowhere? These guys are joking with Nigerians. And Nigerians must be able to ask them the hard questions. And this is why I like what MBA did or is doing with their conference. At least yesterday there was
a debate,
a robust debate. But the missing link in that debate is that the two people who should be answering the most questions,
they didn't make it today.
The president and the presidential candidate of the ADC, who used to be the vice president of the country, were not there. And that has become a pattern. In 2023, Tinubu refused to debate anybody. I'm not too sure. This year again, he's going to end up sending surrogates. You remember what happened at the Chatham House? He said that he coined a word. He said it is teamship. And the El-Rufais and co were called up to answer questions that the chief executive could have answered. Because there was nothing, no promise. Again, it didn't start today. Buhari refused to promise anything. And when it became time for governing the country, there was nothing to hold him onto because he never made any promise to you. Even the document that was prepared by the eggheads in the APC, which they said was a contract between the decent and the people, Buhari disowned it, that it didn't come from him. So Nigerians must demand, as of right, in the US, the president does not run away from debate.
Or even speaking to the press, almost on a daily basis.
So, Tinubu must be able to tell us what he has done in the last 3 years or 4 years that should warrant Nigerians to give him a second term.
Now, finally, Mr. Amaechi, before we go, still on the front page of The Guardian, Obi Shored defer with Atiku over proposed subsidy return. Still at the NBA conference, it's been a very sensitive topic and everyone is talking about it. The current APC government, once you ask them what do you do with subsidy money, they said the states have more money. And when you look at the more money, this, if you go back to 3 years ago, the states weren't getting this more money. So this more money has translated, it's led to inflation. So the cost of contracts would have gone about 3 times up. The cost of fueling government vehicles and running the government would have been 3 times up. So is it not 6 and a half a dozen of the other? Are we now still back to square one?
It is not only that, Benga. Before May 29, 2023, the Naira was exchanging for about 400 and something Naira to $1. Now it hovers 300, 400, 1,000, 300, 1,000, 400 to $1. The more money you are talking about, which APC is boasting that they are giving to the states, in real value, when it is measured in terms of dollars, is not more than what they were getting before. And what the money they had before, what it could get, perhaps is the same thing that they are getting now.
And ordinary private individuals like us, they didn't give us money.
But
how are we supposed to survive?
But the truth of the matter is that even if you have given governors more money and you are boasting that nobody is owing salaries again, what is the percentage of civil servants
to Nigerians?
I mean, we've seen the pensioners protesting, and I mean, I really wish.
What is the percentage? Because if you now say, okay, yes, salaries are being paid, what of the millions of Nigerians?
The rest of us.
Over 80% of Nigerians that are not part of the civil service.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap at this point. Thank you so much, Mr. Amaechi. Always
Thank you so much, Amaechi.
Speaking with you.
Thanks for your time.
And this is where we drop the anchor on today's breakfast show. Happy Eid al-Maulud to all our Muslim faithfuls. And see you tomorrow. Olive will be back.
Yeah, yes. That's right. She's around the corner.
Sent out on some journalistic assignment.
It is a complete assignment. But thank you so much. Thank you.